will ultimately prove a tougher challenge than Saunders on Saturday night?
I think that Plant's a very good fighter, but the problem is we just don't know, do we? Like, when you look at their resumes, Caleb Plant has never been beaten an elite fighter. And that's no disrespect to... He's beaten some world-class guys, but he's never beaten an elite fighter. Just look at the resume over the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. It's not even comparable. So it might be a demolition and a mismatch. But if Caleb Plant has the ability to be an elite level fighter, but you don't know because he's never boxed anyone of that level. But I do rate him. I think he's technically very good. I think he has a good mind. But there's he's such a different level to where he's been before. And he may freeze, he may be out of his depth, or he may have the ability to compete.
You know, the consensus seems to be he can get off to a good start, but ultimately get stopped late in the fight.
The tough thing about Canelo is his confidence and his ability to just bide his time. You know, against Billy Joe Saunders, he was winning the fight, but it was quite, it was getting quite interesting. And then, like that, the fight turns. And against Kovalev, the same thing. I think he was behind on the cards against Kovalev. Just take my time, I know it'll come. I've never met a fighter like him who is so confident. Like, I was with him last night just playing poker in his room, and he was like, you could tell him it was a tough fight, and he'd almost just smirk. It's like it's a nice arrogance because he's humble, yet he has that much belief in himself. He can't, in his mind, he cannot be beaten. And that's a very when you're as good as he is and you have that mindset, it's a very dangerous combination.
I know you like the Bivol fight, Eddie,
yeah.
But is Benavidez the toughest fight out there for Canelo?
Good fight. I mean, look, there's the Bivol fight, there's the Charlo fight, there's Gennady Golovkin 3, for the undisputed, what would be. There's loads of different options, and I think he's just enjoying the process of, after every fight, going, okay, what should I do now? Because you can change your mind. If you do a long-term deal, sometimes you get to a point where you think, actually, I don't like the direction this is going in. All he's focused on is Caleb Plant, and then next week he'll sit down and say, okay, what are my options? And they'll all be presented to him by us, by PBC or whoever, and he'll just look at them and go, yeah, that one next. And then on he goes. It's a really unique situation.
Do you think he appreciates that your relationship didn't sour just because he didn't want his very next